Boom. There we go. Alright, what's going on everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back with another video from Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur. First and foremost, for those of you that will be tuning into this live or after it uploads, we talk about just the stock markets, and not just the stock markets, really just any way to make money from home. Obviously there's like hundreds if not thousands of ways you can make money from home and not have to worry about having a job just over broke. But here specifically we talk more about just like e-commerce type stuff and reselling and stock markets, trading, day trading, swing trading, all that good stuff. So if you're just into that kind of thing and looking to just get away from a job, then definitely start hitting that subscribe button below. We also talk about other things like how to become debt free and all that good stuff, really just about achieving financial freedom at the end of the day. But I'm going to go ahead and make sure really quick that the stream health is doing alright. It looks like we're not doing too bad here. Doesn't look like we have anyone tuning in yet, but I'm sure somebody will in the meantime. I'll go ahead and just jump right to it, everybody. I'm going to talk about a few stocks that I'm going to be on the lookout for the rest of the week. Obviously, we only have Thursday, Friday left this week. And then we're going to talk about Snapchat, how I called it out, I believe yesterday, if not yesterday, the day before. But if I remember, it was yesterday. And you can see that my prediction trend lines, as of now, they're doing pretty solid. They're not doing too bad. I might have had this go up slightly too far. I'm starting to think that tomorrow we'll continue to see this dip, so I might consider deleting that because, like I said, I don't think it'll actually go up to like 1675. I'm thinking where it is right now, around 1662, maybe 1665 in the morning. But I do think it'll continue to trend down. But who knows, I could be wrong on that. It could just see a slight pullback and keep going up and test the resistance around 1690. So that's just to be determined. But we did call this out yesterday, and I went in and calculated the potential profit. If you waited to get in at like 1565 or 1570, I forget which one I said exactly when doing this calculation. But if you were to cover profits, roughly, if I remember right, I think I said 1660 something. Either way, it was like $1 profit. If you were just to make $1 profit, you would have had over 6.19. You would have pretty much had 6.2% profit there, guys. And that's just in a simple day trade. So, I mean, Snapchat obviously bounced back. It did pretty good. If we just want to go ahead and check out the one-day analysis, as you can see, I mean, it did pretty good. If you were to get in, like I said, if you were to get in at 1625, sell off at, say, 1680, say you wanted to cover profits, so you would have got, what, a 55-cent profit? I don't think that would have quite been, wrong thing, I don't think that would have quite been 6%, but, so what I say, 1625 to 1680, so you're looking at, what, 55-cent profit. So your profit divided by your initial investment of 1625, you're looking at still 3.4%. essentially. You round up here, 3.4% profit. Like I keep saying, if you can do 3+% daily average of profit, you're gonna see your account just literally almost, if not double, every single month. Because technically, not including like compounding interest and everything, if you were to do 5% a day on average times just 20 market days, there's usually 21 to 22 market days per month, but let's just say 20. If you were to just do 5% 20 days, looky there, 1, so you pretty much doubled your account, so to speak. But anyways, point being, Snapchat, again, we called it out. It did pretty good. It seems to be, I can't tell if it's consolidating. It is getting near that resistance. So like I said, it might actually be getting ready to trend back down. Just something to be on the lookout for. I actually do think it's probably going to start trending back down. I don't really see it. It might try to bust through our resistance, and if so, you might see a reversal, because if you look here, just like go back to the 20-day. As you can see, we're not the 20-day. Let's do 30-day. Go here, boom, like this, go there. So as you can see, Snapchat got up to 22. It's kind of just been trending down ever since. That's why I say I look for it to continue to trend down. However, if we go back to the one day, you can see it's kind of been trying to consolidate right up here. It has a support roughly around like 1650. I don't know if that's really support or not. Let's go to 5-day. Boom. So, Okay, so it has done similar things. So it has continued to trend down. So tomorrow I'm actually going to predict that Snapchat doesn't really do too much at all. I look for it to maybe slightly decline a little, kind of like it did here. It might have a slightly up day, but I mean, nothing really to mess with. I wouldn't mess with it tomorrow personally. I'm not going to at all, just by looking at this previous trend. So yeah, I predict for not much to go on tomorrow with Snapchat, but Monday I do look for it to continue to slide. So like I said, just look out for it going into next week. Might be a potential day trade, but I would not hold Snapchat at all overnight. I would treat it like a penny stock, to be honest, because I mean it's trending down as of now. Yes, it had a good day today, but if you just look at the overall pattern the last 20 days, I mean I don't have much faith in it. I look for it to continue to trend down for sure. But yeah, I guess let me get a drink real quick. Went to the Zaxby's down the road. And that's a good thing about living in town. You have a bunch of good restaurants nearby. Even though, of course, Zaxby's is actually not too expensive, to be honest. I think it's cheaper than like KFC or Popeyes. What's your favorite chicken place, chicken restaurant? Let me know in the comments, no matter when you see this video. Anyways, get back on topic. Let me make sure that the stream is doing alright. So we're not doing too bad, but God, we're already 6 minutes in. Time goes by fast when you're having fun. But as always, I write down a few stocks I'm going to be on the lookout for the next day or two. We're going to talk about, if you want to write these down, follow along, we're going to talk about DRIP. We're going to talk about JDST some more. We're going to talk about DGAS and maybe UGAS a little bit. But specifically DGAS, we're going to talk about TVIX, and we already talked about Snapchat, how I'm not going to do anything with Snapchat tomorrow, but I might Monday or Tuesday, just depends. But let's go ahead and just start right off with DRIP, and we'll talk about Gush, because obviously Gush is what the inverse of DRIP. So as you can see, called out the resistance, called out the support roughly around $12. As you can see, it tested that support at $11.95. If you go ahead and zoom in here, let's just do 5-day. Or actually, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit further and do 1 day. As you can see, it went slightly below twice, and each time, or actually 3 times, each time it went below, what did it do? Go right back up, tried to test again, went back up, tried to test it again. It's starting to trend back up slightly, but however, if we zoom in here, you can see that the RSI shows that it's not really, it's undecided is what I like to say, because it's like kind of in the middle. When you're at like 60 or 70 plus, it's overbought. When you're at or below 30, it's oversold. It's kind of in the middle right now, so I'm just going to hang tight with DRIP. And if you look at your MACD and all that good stuff, it's kind of doing this curve, so it's making me think it might trend back down. So that makes me kind of question my trend lines, if I might have done them. If I might have did the support low enough, looking at the 20-day, I might want to move it down like this. Let me go ahead and actually go a little bit further out. Let's do 30 days again. So I might want to do my trend line something like this instead, just simply because this seems to be more like what will happen, because I'm starting to think that it's going to, of course, continue to trend down. However, I'm going to go ahead and keep that there. I'm kind of iffy on it, to be honest, because if you go over to Gush obviously had a great day today. I mean, I covered my profits at like, what was it, 2203 or 2303, something, nothing too big. Let's go to yesterday. So yesterday, I covered yesterday. So yeah, it was like 2203, because yesterday wasn't really a big moving day for Gush, so I didn't know exactly what was going on. Obviously, I did call it out a couple days ago. I said it would probably test the 24 resistance, and obviously it hit a high of almost 25, so obviously it bust through that $24 resistance, and that is why I do think, obviously by looking at the RSI shows that it is overbought. So I look tomorrow for Gush to correct. How far, I don't know exactly. Of course, we all don't know. However, it looks like there's now a support. Obviously, old resistances become new supports. This looked to have been a resistance roughly around 2275, 2260, but somewhere in between there. So will it go down that far? Who's to say? I don't know if it'll go quite that far, but I do look for Gush to probably have probably at least 3 to 5% sell-off tomorrow at some point, or correction. I wouldn't call it a correction, but like a sell-off, so to speak. And the MACD also shows that, because the MACD is showing that it's going to possibly start going back down, but it's to be determined, of course. That is why with drip, I went ahead and left this here, because I do think, obviously as Gush goes down, what's drip going to do? Go up. So if Gush is going to go down 3 to 5%, what's that going to do for drip? Drip's probably going to go up between, what, 3 to 5, maybe even 6, 7%. Who's to say? They don't exactly go hand in hand, but they're pretty close. Look here, minus 12.4, go back to Gush, plus 12.44. So I mean, they're usually pretty close, like within a percent for sure. So if Gush will in fact go down probably 3 to 5%, as I'm predicting, what would that mean? Gush is going to go up 3 to 5%. So let's say you get in, it's currently at 12.15. Let's say you wait for a confirmation, say at 12.25. Or not even 12.25, let's just say 12.20. Let's say, what would that be? 12.20, I would say you're probably going to ride up to somewhere around 12.75, maybe 13. Because obviously I see a resistance here also, yeah, right around 13. So let's say you get in, let's say you go ahead and just wait until 12.25, you ride it to 13. That's a 75-cent profit, right? This is just an example, of course. I'm just wanting to show you guys the profit. So 75-cent profit off of your 12.25 investment. That is going to be what? That's actually 6%. So that might be overestimating it a little bit. But so it has potential though. It has potential for between, I'm saying 3 to 6%. So like I said, and obviously the buy price is not too bad. Like most people can afford this. If you can't afford this, I would suggest probably saving up a little bit of money for your account. But even people with like less than $500, you can probably get 10 shares of this. I mean, you get 10 shares, make 75 cents. That's $7.50 added to your account, guys. So just definitely one to be on the lookout for sure. And as you can see, RSI is showing that it's still slightly oversold. MACD is indicating that it should continue to trend back up. So I mean, we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, those two definitely just be on the lookout for them tomorrow. I would not buy into Gush. Obviously, Gush is definitely overbought. So yeah, I definitely look for that sell-off. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself for covering my profit so early. I missed out on what? I had 10 shares of Gush, and then I missed out on what, $2? I missed out on $20 essentially. So that's slightly annoying, but hey, at the end of the day, I cover profits. I still made 2% on my Gush investment. So just live and learn. I mean, at least as long as I'm staying green, I'm not going to complain too much. It's just feeling it out, slowly learning, of course, keep building over time, and build some confidence within yourself, within your abilities to analyze these charts and grow your account over time. But yeah, so next one we're going to go ahead and talk about is JDST. I'll go ahead and make sure the stream is still doing alright. We're not doing too bad. Hop in the chat. See if we got anything. Nothing going on there. I'm going to go ahead and ask my question. What is your favorite chicken joint? See if anyone will respond to that. But, so JDST. I think JDST, look, what I say. I said there was a support roughly around what, $53, and it definitely tested it. It went all the way down, as you can see, to 52.10. And what did it do? It got rejected. RSI showed oversold. What did it do? Boom, bounced back up above it really quick. And the RSI is still showing that it's oversold. So let's see. And as you can see, look at the MACD. The MACD is showing like a bull pattern. When you see it like this is generally meaning it's going to swing back up. Or did I say MACD? Yeah, MACD. The MACD is showing like a bull pattern, which means it should trend back up within the next day or two at the most. So this is definitely a very good buying point for JDST in my opinion. However, I would, because if you go ahead and just look at the 1 day analysis, at the 1 day chart analysis, if you look at the 1 day chart, it's kind of showing signs that it might continue to have a slight sell-off early tomorrow. So I'd look out for that. I would wait for a confirmation. As you can see, RSI is already showing, however, that it is in fact oversold. So who knows? It could. Just wait. Just wait. Do not try to buy it on the way down. Wait and confirm a confirmation that it's going to go back up. Who knows? This could be the lowest it's going to be, and then first thing in the morning it could shoot right back up. All I'm saying is I would wait for some sort of a confirmation. I would get in probably roughly around like, what's it at, 53, 55. I would wait until like 53.75. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set an alarm for that. Create an alert. We're going to do it at 53.75 at or above. And for my note, I'm going to put buy and boom. So there. Now I have my alert there. And then what am I going to do then? Since obviously this is probably going to be a new resistance here around 56. I'm going to say, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say 56.25. So I'll put an alert there. Boom. What I say, 56.25. Go ahead and go up there like that. What am I going to do? I'm going to say sell. And then looky there. So I'm going to buy in roughly around 53.75. Going to sell it off for 56.25. What is that? Like a $2.50 profit, right? So if you get $2.50 profit, $2.50 divided by your initial investment of how much again? 53.75. So 53.75. I don't think it's a huge profit, but looky there. 4.5, 4.6%, almost 4.7%. So I mean, if that could, now will this be a day trade? Who knows? I mean, it might be, because JDST, JNUG, all of them, they have been swinging pretty hard. The ETFs have swung hard the last few days. As you see, JDST went down 10.5% today. If you hop over to its inverse JNUG, guess how much it went up? Almost 10.5% today. And same thing with obviously Gush, Drip. I mean, all the ETFs did either very poor or very good today. So I mean, do I look for that to continue? Maybe, but my goal at the end of the day, if I can sell it off for 56.25, now of course, does that mean I'm automatically going to set a sell limit at 56.25? Of course not, but it's going to alert me. That way I can at least keep an eye on it. I'll look at the RSI, I'll look at the MACD, and I'll make my own educated decision on if I want to continue to ride it up a little bit longer. At the highest though, however, if it can break through this resistance here around 56.25, 56.30, if I can see it that it goes ahead and burst on through it like nothing, then yeah, you better believe I'm going to go ahead and write it up, because then the next resistance is going to be where? Around $60. Actually around 59. 59 will be around the next resistance. So I mean, if I can then sell it off at 59 instead, what's that going to be? A 525 profit. So let's go ahead and calculate that one. If I can sell it off for a 525 profit divided by my initial investment of 53.25, right? 53.75. So divided by 53.75. Boom. Almost 10% profit, guys. So I mean, just be patient, and I mean, that's the only thing I can really say. Be patient, make your own educated decision. I'll probably go ahead and make another alert roughly around 58. That way I'll know that it's doing very, very well. Hopefully my clicking is not too loud for you guys. Hopefully I said above. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for it, see if it busts through the 56.25. If it starts to have issues and kind of does some consolidation around there, I'll go ahead and sell it off, cover my profits, cover my 4 to 5% profit, move on. You can always get back in, but you can, I mean, obviously you can hold it and regain your gains that you lost because you were dumb and didn't cover your profits. But at the end of the day, always cover yourself, always cover your ass, and cover those profit, guys. I mean, it's not worth a couple dollars. It's not worth risking your profits. That's just in my opinion. So I'll go ahead and make sure the chat's doing all right. So we got the chat going there. Make sure stream's going on there. Still doing well. And hopefully I'm not getting sick. I keep praying that I'm not. Obviously, if you watched the live stream yesterday, you know that my girlfriend's doing pretty bad. She's doing a lot better today, though. She went and got some of that, was it Tamiflu or whatever? And yeah, she's doing a lot better. I think she'll be good probably by tomorrow night, so it'll be great. House can't run without a woman, I'm telling you. But let's see, DGAS. So DGAS and UGAS, I'm very interested in. As you can see, DGAS, what was I going to look at? I forget off the top of my head. The support, I said around 28. There's a lot going on with DGAS, in all honesty. It's going to take me a minute, actually. Because I actually did all this studying and whatnot like 2 hours ago. And then I went to get dinner. I went to do some order up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Did some more order up. Let me go ahead and zoom back out. Maybe that'll help me out some. So, okay, DGAS had been trending down, if I remember right. Let's go to the 180 day. So, yeah, DGAS had been trending down. However, if you look at the last, like, 10 to 20 days, you can obviously see that it's been trending back up as of late, as of probably, what, the last 10 days? What are we on? It's the 20. So, yeah, about the last 10 days, it started trending back up. So, if we go ahead and just look right here, I'm identifying that our next support is going to be roughly, let's go ahead and just ride this puppy like this. So you're looking at roughly what, 28.90, and I think that's what I put as my support. I said 28.60. So yeah, between 28.60 and 28.90, like just somewhere in there, at the highest 29 as your support. And then the next resistance is obviously going to be what, roughly around like 30. So I mean, you're looking at $1, maybe even slightly more profit. So let's say all you get is $1 of profit, which I think you could actually get more. But let's say you get $1 profit off of just a $29 investment. You're still looking at what, about 3.5%. What do I keep preaching? If you can get 3+% profit daily in your account, you are going to see exponential growth like you thought you would never see before. And that's, I mean, like I said, that's how I'm going with my account going forward, because with penny stocks, at the end of the day, you're kind of gambling, especially when you're hopping on stuff like StockTwits and all these other different like trading message boards or whatever. I mean, you're essentially trusting what people are saying. I mean, obviously you still analyze the chart to the best of your abilities, but like, let's look at one that I was in love with for the longest, Acre. Now, obviously, Acre, that pisses me off, because, I mean, Acre was doing so bad for the longest, and then finally it started going back up. Now, Acre, let's go ahead and just, like, look at what we're on. Let's go ahead and do 30-day on this one. So, as you can see, it has been trending up, so, I mean, that's very good. I mean, if you look at the overall trend of this thing, I mean, it has a good outlook, for sure, for, like, the last 30 days or so. However, I don't even know where to draw the trend line for the highs. We'll just do it something like this. However, I mean, will it continue this? Who's to say? I mean, look at the RSI. The RSI is consistently, for the most part, other than like the last week and a half when I was in it, of course, it started going down, down, down. So I finally got sick of it, of course, and sold it off, cut my losses, and moved on. It's just experiencing things like that just made me just kind of not necessarily lose hope in penny stocks. There are good penny stocks out there because, I mean, there's reputable companies that are penny stocks, but I mean, just, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's just not my game personally. I'll probably still, there's some penny stocks out there that, like, I'm still, like, looking at. Obviously, they're still on my watch list. I even have a watch list called penny stocks still. So, am I abandoning them altogether? No. But for the time being, I'm looking at consistent growth with everything that's going on with my job and whatnot. So, Seed was one that I was looking out for, but, I mean, it's just not trending. It's trending down. Why do I even invest my time in a stock that is trending down? Look at that. It's at 90. Oh my god. It's just kept going down. When I was messing with it last Friday, it was around $1.26, $1.30, guys. And in like 3 days, where's it at? 95 cents. Why would I want to invest in a stock like that? It's just stupid. It's down 7, almost 8% today. Thank God I cut my losses and moved on from that, because I cut my losses at like 103 or 104, something like that. So, yeah, I don't want to get off on a rant about penny stocks. That was yesterday. But, yeah. Just going forward, I'm looking at consistent growth because there's a lot of stuff shaking up in my job, and instead of instead of quitting within next year, I'm hoping to quit within the next few months. So I got to get to work for sure. I got to make as much money as possible. I need to keep adding money into my account as much as possible, and I need to keep on compounding that account as much as possible. So yeah, that's my take on that. I could go on a huge rant about my job, but it's not worth it. Let me go ahead and check the stream. So we got 3 watching. Wow, that's the most we've had in a while. Let's see if we got anything in the chat. What trading platform do you use? Looks like Thinkorswim. Yes, it is Thinkorswim. I'm planning on starting to day trade, although I'm probably starting with 5. 500 is fine. That's what I got right now. If you want, you can do like 250. If do you use Robinhood, or are you going to use actually TD Ameritrade? That's good. Okay, I'll probably go with Robinhood because, yeah, of course. And I suggest Robinhood for everybody just starting out, because obviously I'm not like very experienced myself. I messed around with Robinhood like 2 years ago, but I only had like $100 in there. But yeah, with 500, if you want, I think I explained this in a previous video. I don't know if you might have seen that or not, but the best way to do it is like your $500. So how it works with Robinhood is like, say with day trading, because you're one to day trade. Say Monday you used all that $500 and you sold all the shares because you're day trading, right? So you take your $500, whatever you made, all that money, it's not going to be available. Those funds that you sold, like the shares that you sold, aren't going to be available till Wednesday because they like have some holding period, like one whole business day, at least from what I've experienced. That's just how it's gone lately. The longest it took was 2 days. I don't know if there was a holiday or something, but the longest it took was 2 days. But for like 99% of the time, I've noticed one whole business day. So those would be available Wednesday, and then Wednesdays would Friday, and then Fridays would have been Tuesday. So it's like every other week you're going to have 3 days, then 2 days, 3 days, and 2 days. Yes, it is an inconvenience, but like we said, it's part of the pain, no commissions. And I mean, in ways it can be kind of good because when you're just starting out, I mean, yeah, day trading is fun. I love day trading. Obviously, it's going to be my full-time job before long. But when you're learning, just having that day off, so to speak, to go out and make some more money to add to your account or to study charts and trends for possible swing trades or day trades coming up, like you can, like with JDST and whatnot, like we're planning out possible day trades moving forward, etc. Like, I just kind of like having that day off, so to speak, just to do multiple things because obviously we all have lives, and it just makes things easier. So in ways I do like that day grace period, as I like to call it. But another way you could do it also is divide it 250, do 250 every single day. I wouldn't suggest that though because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you watched that video, but we did the math on it. Say you made $250. Or not made. Say you had your $250 and you did 5% a day. You're looking at $1,250, and this is trading every single day, so you have to do this 5 days a week. You're at $62. Now let's say you took your $500 and you made 5% on that. You're looking at 25, and then just do that times your 3 days. I mean, look, you made more money, pretty much $13 more with 2 days less of amount of quote-unquote work watching stocks all day. So, I mean, it's just something to think. And then, obviously, the next week you're going to make slightly less. But we did the math on that, too. And it was like $58. So, boohoo, you made like $4 less than if you would have traded all 5 days. So, I mean, to me, it's kind of just basic math. But that's why I personally like to just do the whole... That's what I'm doing now, actually. I'm, like, going forward. It's hard to explain. Because, like, I partially swing trade, partially day. For the most part, I do day trade. But... yeah, I'm starting to get my money on track is what I'm trying to say, get it all together. So, good question for sure. Let me go ahead and pull that back up. I'll try to keep it over here. Just go ahead and do it like this. Okay, let me make sure the stream is still doing well. So we're still doing, wow, we're already going on half an hour. Sorry about that. So did we hop on? I don't think I ever got done explaining DGAS, did I? Okay, yeah, I did. So we went over DGAS and the potential 3 to 4%. TVIX. TVIX is another one. TVIX is one that I'm kind of iffy on, to be honest, because I'm kind of wondering if it's showing signs of a reversal. As you can see, it's been trending down of late, and I drew my trending lines. Let's go to just, I think, 5 day. If you look at the 5 day, the last 2 or 3 days, it's been trending above my resistance that I drew out here. However, and it's actually kind of been bouncing off of it, which is what's causing me to believe that it might be a possible reversal. However, there's also a resistance here roughly around $8, and it keeps getting rejected every single time. And obviously today it had a pretty decent sell-off. However, if we go ahead and look at the 1 day, I think, if I remember right, this is actually a pretty decent bull pattern we're seeing right here, if I'm thinking right. Make sure I don't have them reversed. Yeah, this is a decent bull pattern you see. That obviously, like, if you don't know the difference between like a bull pattern, I think they call it like bull fly or something like that. Apparently it looks like a fly or butterfly of some sort. But if you don't know the difference between like a bull fly and bear fly, a bear is when like you would do this number, like you would kind of go up, go back down, go up, and then you go kind of way down, so to speak, pretty much trending down. And then a bull is just the opposite. You just see what you see right here with TVIX. I don't know what I hit right there. Remove. But yeah, so obviously as you can see with the bull pattern, it hit a low of like 1688, went all the way back up to what, 775, so almost a whole dollar made right there, and then it went back down slightly, and then it did not go below this little support. It built kind of a new support for itself around 720, and then it obviously went back up around 770-ish, and it's kind of just flatlining, well, not flatlining, but consolidating right there. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it for sure, because like I say, you look at the 5-day, it's definitely trending. It's kind of just bouncing off of this resistance line, pretty much exactly how I've drawn it, because I mean, it's still trending down. That's why I don't know exactly what's going to go on with this stock. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Am I going to trade it tomorrow? I mean, like I said, I'm just going to watch it. The RSI showing it's pretty overbought, so there's still definitely a good chance that it could go ahead and trend back down below that line. But I mean, who's to say? I mean, it did right here too. I mean, let's look here. I mean, it said it was overbought here, went down, but then it said it was oversold, so it went back up. Said it was oversold, went back up. So I mean, there's a lot going on with this specific stock. So it's just one to be on the lookout for. If you're not comfortable trading it, then do not. Like I always say, I'm not going to tell you guys what to invest in. I'm just like letting you guys know my thought process behind it when I'm looking at a stock. What I look for, if you're wondering what I am going to look for, I do think we're going to go ahead and at least see it kind of do this number. Now, obviously, it's going to go into, let me go ahead and zoom back out, actually. Let's go to 10-day. So what I look for is for it to probably go ahead and, wow, this is kind of hard to do. Well, obviously it's going to like go into the next day. If you don't know much about the TD Ameritrade platform, these little darker spots, these are like your actual days, and these are your after hours and pre-market hours. Technically, if I wanted to do this exact, I would draw my trend line going out. But for this purpose, I'm just going to show you guys what I'm thinking it's going to do. I'll go ahead and go back to the 5-day. Or yeah, 5-day, and we'll go ahead and zoom in right here. So anyways, what I look for it to do, I do look for it to go ahead and continue to like do this number, and what I'm looking for is how low exactly is it going to go. Is it going to bounce off right here, or is it going to then bounce off right here? Because there might be a new support here also roughly around 725. So what I'm kind of thinking it's going to do is kind of in between, roughly around like 730. And what I'm going to do, like I always say, do not buy it while it's riding down. Wait for some sort of a confirmation and then ride it back up. Now, how high do I think it's going to go? That I'm not sure yet on. I'm thinking it might possibly try to test that $8 resistance, or it might also get stopped right here around 780. So I'm going to go ahead and just split the difference and say 780. So I mean, if you get in, say at 735, you waited for the or not 735, because that's about where the resistance would be, or support. Let's say you waited till 740 and you wrote it up to, what I say, 780. So you're looking at a 40-cent profit off of 740. That would be what? That would be almost 5.5% profit. That is why I'm really into this stock, because I mean, yes, it has a lot. This is like a day trader's dream right here. Just all this action going on. Because I mean, if it wasn't for like how Robinhood works, say you were using something like TD Ameritrade or Fidelity or whatever you may want to use. Say you were using one of those where you have like essentially endless amounts of day trades available. I mean, you could have day traded this probably 3 different times. Well, it looks like 2 or 3 different times today and made some money off of it. So, and I mean, that's why I like this stock, because there's a chance. I mean, it is a high risk though, so you need to calculate your risk versus reward potential. I mean, yes, you could gain 5 to 10% off of it, but at the same time, you could also lose probably 2 to 6% if you're not careful. And that's where you should set a stop loss as well as a stop, as well as your limit. People always choose to text me at the worst times. But so yeah, like I said, I'm never gonna tell you guys what to invest in. Like I said, just telling you guys my thought process. And if you're wondering why I said 780, because obviously there's a resistance here roughly around like 765. Then the next one is probably right around 790. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and split the difference. There might be one here as well, like right at 780. So that's why I said 780. And I'm obviously gonna wait for confirmation around 740. Thus the 5 to 6% profit. Go ahead and check the chat really quick. Oh shoot. go ahead and get you pulled up here. I agree with you. Wondering how long it would take to get to 25,000 so that I can start day trading. Some mentioned it could take a year. Well, I mean that obviously, but I guess it's about percentage. Yeah, of course. So like the goal at the end of the day is 5% a day. So, and with your whole 25,000, that depends on various things. How much money are you going to be putting in your account every month, like actually investing? Because starting out with $500, if you just start out with 500 and don't put any money, I'm assuming you're gonna over time put money in that account. At least I hope so. That's what I'm doing, of course. But so I mean, obviously, if you start out with 500 and just use that 500, it's gonna take a pretty long time, probably a couple years actually. Because if you were to double your money every month, you're looking at 500 to 1,000. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would probably be about a year or so, but that'd be doubling your money. So, of course, you're gonna want to at least probably put some more money into your account. And then, like I said, 5% a day. So if you do 5% a day, just starting out with your 3 days and then 2 days, you're looking at 10 to 15% weekly of growth. And then obviously compounding interest kind of factors into that. But for just to keep everything simple, you're looking at 10 to 15% minimum per week, or a minimum 3%. Minimum's 3% is what we like here. Obviously, there's going to be some cases where you're going to have 2% or something, but we try to get at least 3 to 5% daily here. So let's say you did on the low 3% daily. You're looking at what, 6 to 9%, or 10 to 15%. So you take 10% of 500, that's what, $50. But obviously 5% of 50, well, I mean 5% of 50, 5% of 500 is what, like 50, isn't it? Let me see here. 500 times 0.05, 25, not 50. So if you were to make $25 times 3, you're looking at $75, which is not bad. I mean, if you can like consistently make 5% a day, you're doing what a lot of traders cannot do. Like a lot of traders are negative, like a lot. I mean, just because they don't calculate the risk versus reward, they don't cover profits. Like if you just stick to the basics of just obviously buying low, waiting for confirmation of quote unquote reversals, and covering profits, you're gonna do fine. But so I mean $75, and then next week, let's say you only make 50, so you're talking what, about $300 a month roughly. So I mean, yeah, it would take a while obviously, but I mean there's just multiple factors. Let me go ahead and get that pulled back up so I'm making sure I'm answering that right. 25K, 25,000 though. I'm assuming you're not gonna want to be using this as a source of income until you get to 25,000. I'll go ahead and pull that math up for you too. So if you had 25,000 to day trade, let me tell you straight up, you're gonna have a nice little income if you start using this as an income. If you make 5% a day, you're looking at, now obviously this is before, actually, you know what, I'll go ahead and calculate this as if all your fees and whatnot from like whatever you start day trading with. So let's go ahead and do your 25,000. Now let's say after all your fees and whatnot, you're only bringing home like you're only making about 4% after everything, which isn't like huge or anything, but I mean it's still a decent profit margin. 4%, you're making 1,000 a day times an average of 21 trading days a month, 21,000. Now let's say you wanted to bring home all that profit each month. I highly suggest you at this point only taking about 60% home. Even then, oh, wrong thing. That's way off. 25,000 times 0.04 times 21 times 0.6. So you're still going to be bringing home over 12 grand a month, dude. I mean, that's pretty awesome if you ask me, because you take that times 12 months a year, you're making over 150 grand a year. So I mean, you're definitely in like what, top 5% of America, if not higher by that point. Maybe not quite top 5, but like top 10 probably. So I mean, 150 grand a year, that's pretty good money if you ask me. But and obviously you can make more than that. I mean, it just, like I said, I'm not a tax professional either. I would go see a good accountant that knows a lot about this stuff. I would just do your own homework, do your own due diligence, obviously. But but I guess it's about the percentage you make weekly. But yeah, I think I've pretty much covered that. 25,000. But yeah, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, keep trying to add to your account. Don't just depend on that $500 investment to take you all the way there, because one, you're going to kind of you might get burnt out just on the fact that you're like, man, I'm growing, but it's so slow. I mean, even if you can only add $50 a month or $100 a month, I mean, just think about it. If you invest just $100 a month times 12, you're looking at $1,200 a month when you started out with $500, and that's not including any of your profits like you're adding to the account along the way. I mean, you're looking at, I mean, you obviously, I mean, it's just common sense. The more you add to it, the quicker you're going to get to your goals. It's just about your dedication and all that good stuff and motivation at the end of the day, which is what I always try to bring you guys. That's why I love wearing the Order Up shirt. I like showing you guys that, I mean, I'm always working. I mean, my dad even asked me, he'll be like, do you work, blah, blah, blah? I'm like, I'm always working, dude. What are you talking about? But, yeah. Man, I'm really thirsty tonight. But, yeah, so we talked about TVIX, JDST. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and talk about JNUG, just because, I mean, obviously JDST is the inverse of what? JNUG. As you can see, JNUG is definitely overbought, if you ask me. I look for JNUG to continue to, not continue because it hasn't really trended down, but it's starting to. I do look for it to have a pretty decent sell-off tomorrow, obviously. I mean, it's well above the resistance. However, could I be wrong? Of course. Am I going to be? Probably not, because look at here. It got up here once upon a time too, and what did it do? Turned back down. So, if you did happen to get in on it today when it took this ride up, good for you. I applaud you. You made 8 to 10% on your money. I wish I had the money today to do so, but I didn't. But, yeah, if you did not cover your profits yet, I would cover them first thing in the morning for sure, because I look for it to get ready to tumble. And where's it going to go? Probably right down here to around 12.25. So if you don't cover your profits, you're going to lose your ass. Now will it go to 12.25? Who knows? I'm guessing at least probably 12.30 at the minimum. So what I'm looking for, JNUG, I'm going to wait. I'm going to write it down, write it down, write it down. Obviously, I'm going to be making money off JDST in the meantime. That's why I love so much about these inverse ETFs, guys. I mean, I get excited over this stuff because, I mean, when you understand these patterns, I mean, you can literally just see how you can bounce one off of the other. Like, you can say, okay, I'm going to cover profits here. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to cover profits here. Now I'm going to go back over here. I mean, you can literally play the hell out of these ETFs, guys. I mean, it's just fun. I mean, if you don't get into this stuff, then I don't know what you can get into, because, I mean, I just love making money. It's just what I'm all about. But, yeah, anyways, what I'm going to wait for, ride that puppy down, wait for the reversal, ride it on back up. Let's say you go ahead and get in around 12.35, and you ride it back on up to, just say, 12.95 for the hell of it. Well, I say 12, so you're looking at 60-cent profit. So if you get that 60-cent profit divided by your 12.35, you're looking at what? About 5% profit. Like I said, it's not that hard. It's just following those patterns, understanding them. Like I'm going to always keep on harping on, is I'm never telling you guys what to invest in. I'm just on specific, I cannot talk tonight, specific stocks that I am currently in love with, love-hate relationship with, and that I'm currently trading, and how I'm analyzing them. Am I in any way, shape, or form telling you guys that, yes, this is 100% going to happen, and you need to watch this, you need to write it down, you need to buy it right here? No, I'm just saying exactly what my thought process is, when I'm looking at getting in, when I'm looking at getting out. I'm just trying to essentially teach you guys how to go about doing this your own way. So, yeah. Let me make sure there's nothing else going on. So it doesn't look like we got nothing else going on. I'll go ahead and make sure the stream's still doing alright. So the stream is doing alright, but wow, we're going only 45 minutes. So unless if there's any other questions, I'll go ahead and keep it pulled up here for the time being in case if any other questions do pull up. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. I do want to thank you guys so much. Like I said, we recently hit above 250 subscribers, even though it looks like we lost a subscriber today. Oh well, you win some, you lose some, right? It's actually funny on YouTube, they like show you like what kind of subscribers you lost, and like most of mine that I lose are like closed accounts. So I mean, I don't know who closes their Google account anymore, unless if it was like a fake account. I don't know. But that's pretty funny if you ask me. But yeah, I do want to thank you guys for that. I want to thank you all for the support so much, and hopefully I do continue to help you guys. That is the goal of this channel at the end of the day, is just to, I mean, there's just not a lot of real channels out there, it seems. I mean, every time I look up stock related stuff, I mean, if it wasn't for like guys like Ricky Gutierrez, I don't know what kind of, I mean, yeah, I just was not having good luck with finding stock channels specifically, or anything really to do with money on the internet. There's so many scammers and scumbags all over the internet. So that's why I ultimately started this channel, is just to like have a real community of just like-minded people, essentially. I'll probably create a Facebook group. Obviously, I'm in the TechBud Solutions group, which is like a huge group, which is why I'm considering starting my own financial, I don't know what I want to really name it or anything yet. Just some kind of group about just achieving financial freedom, not just with trading stocks, but just overall, just people bouncing ideas off of one another. So, I mean, if you guys are into that, let me know, and I'll look at creating a Facebook group. Obviously, it's not too hard, but I'll get on that in the near future. But yeah, hopefully you guys did like the video. If you did, definitely make sure to smash that like button. I greatly appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, definitely start hitting that subscribe button below. And yeah, if you did like the video, share it with friends and other like-minded people. That'd be awesome. But until next time, guys, keep on going out. Man, I just cannot talk. Keep on going out there, making those profits, achieving some financial freedom this year. And I'll see you guys in the next video.